Good Monday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich, and this is your outlook for February 9th, 2015. And we have our area low pressure here moving from just southwest of Pennsylvania here. It's going to move down to the southeast, and we're going to have some freezing rain that's should be starting already earlier in the morning here across Eastern PA here. You see there's a pocket here of this freezing rain that's indicated here in the pink and purple. This, of course, up to the north is blue. The blues are snow. Reason you're having this is you're having a cold air damming situation here where you have high pressure well to the north here, and that high pressure is actually funneling in the cold air into the system here down here like this. So because it's doing that, you have this changeover from well, actually you have a battle going on between this area low pressure here trying to eject warm air into this system. So you have cold air coming into the surface, of course. Of course, heat rises, so warm air overrides cold air, and that's what's going on here at the surface here. That's why you're getting this freezing rain here. So it is cold enough to keep the temperatures at the surface below freezing. However, you have that warm air coming into the mid-levels coming in from this low pressure system that's allowing this to fall in the form of rain and then freezing on contact. So that's what we have going on today. And then as the day wears on, this area low pressure here is actually going to move off to the southeast, and as it does so, it's going to lose that warm air advection influence. So the high pressure is going to win out, and all this is going to change over slowly from freezing rain to snow throughout the course of the day. Some areas further down south here will be probably mid to late afternoon. So you get like places like the Lehigh Valley and points south. You're talking about like a 3 to 6 p.m. changeover over to snow. Now, we're not talking about a lot of snow. This is not heavy precip. This is not something that's going to be constant. We're talking about a couple tenths of an inch of freezing rain going over to an inch or two, maybe 3 in some spots of snow. Up here further north here, you might get 3 to 6 across northeastern PA because that changeover is going to occur a little sooner, and you will have enough precipitation to give you maybe up to a tenth of an inch of ice, but then the rest of it's going to be in the form of snow as that changes over from north to south. Let's go over to, we're going to go up to, actually we'll stick with the GFS. I'm just going to do a close-up of our coverage area here. The reason I usually go to the NAM here in the video, for those who watch the video all the time here, I'm not using the NAM because I think the NAM is still a little cuckoo, a little lost here. The NAM is really, really low on total quantitative precipitation, so that means the amount of liquid equivalent that would fall from the system. The NAM just is not and has not been impressed with it. But the global models like the GFS, European, things like that are all more impressed with the amount of moisture available for the system, liquid equivalent anyway. Here's our area low pressure. Again, this is going to be moving off to the southeast of Washington, D.C. Of course, here's D.C. right here, so it's going to move to the southeast of that. And at the same time, here's all your freezing rain up here, and then you have everything changing up to snow farther north here. This is going to change as we go a little bit further here in time. Go to the next frame here. You can see that's going to start going into Monday afternoon. You can see it's starting to move to the south here. So the Poconos at this point are now all snow as you get in the early afternoon. Still an ice storm here, especially over the Lehigh Valley, getting out of the northwest suburbs of Philadelphia. And we go into the next frame even further than that. We now change over to snow in the Lehigh Valley. This is actually looking at 7 p.m. Lehigh Valley is over to snow. Northwest suburbs of Philadelphia, all the way down to Philadelphia itself is going to be, at this point, below freezing. You see your 32-degree line is now running, let me draw that again here. Your 32-degree line is now running up here like this. Okay, so you're down below Philadelphia here, so that anything that's falling in out is in the form of freezing rain. Still in the lower Susquehanna Valley here, out by Chambersburg, York, and places like that, you're still dealing with generally light rain, but you could have some pockets here showing here that are below 32 that you would have freezing precipitation. So this will be hanging on the longest here above freezing will be South Central PA. South Central PA, we're not really expecting too much out of this. Actually, really not so much around Philadelphia either. It's actually north of there. We're expecting the freezing precipitation here to take hold, and then I think everybody changes over a few flakes before this ends here, and then that's out of here. We're going to go over to one more vantage point here. Now, this is a precipitation breakdown by precipitation type. Not very much in the way of sleet. Actually, let me go up a little bit because I'm on the wrong day entirely. We went a little bit too far here. Wouldn't be getting a bit confused that we're getting a lot of snow here when we're not. Here is the amount of sleet that's expected just across northern New Jersey, maybe our 4 northern areas here. Not very much in the way of sleet. Most of this is going to fall as to go right from freezing rain over to snow when it does do that. You can see not much rain falls in these areas here. You're storing basically nothing here, and the reason is because it's by the time this precipitation moves in here, it should be in the form of freezing rain. That's why you got all freezing rain here. It will be raining, but it's going to be freezing on contact. So no plain rain here in these areas here. Further west, where it doesn't get quite as cold as quickly until after the temperature drops, you will start off as rain, especially down here in south central PA. And then you have all this up here that is freezing rain. This is showing anywhere between 1/10 and 1/4 inch of ice. This is a very dangerous situation here. This is not a critical situation. That's when you get to a 1/2 inch or greater. That's ice storm warning type stuff that starts knocking out power and taking down trees and power lines. We're not quite at that level here, but this is a very dangerous situation for driving. And then actually once it changes over here, you can see the snow amounts. Really not that impressive until you get up to northeast PA. 3 to 6 up here. Everywhere else is probably about a 1 to 3 north of Philadelphia here. So not a big deal as far as total accumulations of snow and ice. Ice would be, but the ice is the biggest concern today. So we're going a little bit further from here, and then we'll move this out of here, and this system takes off. You can see here off the southeastern U.S. coastline here, it takes off to the east, and it's out of here. Our next system is going to come in. It's going to be a fast-moving clipper system. It's going to move in from the Great Lakes to over New York State. We'll provide a few snow showers down to our, especially our central and northern areas here on Thursday. And then that starts to redevelop out to sea here, and might clip Boston again with some big snows. Man, I'll tell you what, they just have had one heck of a last couple weeks here with snowfall. Every even tiny system seems to somehow overperform in the Boston area. I send some of that down here for your snow lovers. Okay, and then we go a little bit further here. Not really much going on here except some very cold temperatures. Very breezy here on Friday. You can see that exiting low pressure, entering high pressure. Here's your low pressure out here. High pressure sitting out here. The tight gradient between the two, tight gradient. And you can see that with these isobars are very tightly packed to one another here. Would indicate some very windy conditions late Thursday night, early Friday. And that will start to slack off as you go throughout the day. But very cold, not getting out of the teens in many locations on Friday. Saturday might be another day like it's very cold also. Might have another clipper system move through here again in the Sunday, over the weekend here, but a little too early to call on that one. Next big system we'll be dealing with will probably be in the middle of next week, and that's models are showing a couple different things with that. Looks like it could be another system that's dealing with overrunning, might be something that cuts a little further north or goes a little further south. It's a little too early to call yet, but we might get some accumulating snow out of that as well. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for February 9th, 2015. Have a great Monday and be safe, everyone.